The whole of our policy is to actually put into the market, into the industrial and commercial rooftop sector, a package of EPC and PPA offering which actually integrates solar into the roof plate. So it's not just a bolt-on. Kingspan have got something like 60 to 65% of the whole of the UK insulated roof plate market, and have had for many years. So there's a very large fleet of buildings out there that basically already have Kingspan insulated panels as part of that roof plate. So phase one will be to look at those roofs and propose to the clients and the owners, investors, a proposition which is essentially Kingspan Energy's proposition for an EPC PPA free funded package to integrate solar into the existing roofs. The funding part of it is a given. It's free PVC. The bit that is different is that we essentially will provide a solar array package which is integrated into the roof, onto the roof plate, and then provide a 25-year warranty both for the actual roof itself and indeed the PV array. So this is a combined package which no one else is actually offering at the moment. So we think it'll be a very compelling proposition for existing building owners who are looking to integrate solar into their estate. We'll be really into the sort of larger market, 100 kilowatts up to 5, 6, 8, 10 megawatts. There are one or two barriers still to resolve there, which we're working with DEC on, which are administrative barriers. One is planning. DEC are looking at that with DCLG in terms of how that can be actually brought forward in terms of eliminating the roadblock around planning, because at the present time it only goes up to 50 kilowatts. Anything above 50 kilowatts has got to go through a planning process, and that is a real barrier for large-scale solar. Saying that, DEC are very keen to get this market going and in fact to enhance the opportunity for solar into this sector. So that's one barrier which we're working with DEC. That could be, if they've got to go out from consultation, it may well click in from 1st of April. If it isn't in consultation, if it doesn't need consultation, it's just basically redrafting of existing planning arrangements, then it's probably 3 months. So that's one issue. The other issue then is with Ofgem. Within the Ofgem process, you can be up to 6 months from installation getting clearance to bring the system online. So there's issues around Ofgem and the existing process that does need cleaning up as well. But that's an administrative thing. So we're working with DEC on both of those areas and one or two other areas, and we're being supported by Ray Noble and his team in that area as well. There is interface issues with existing roofs. There is risk with existing roofs. There's existing roofs that basically are not designed structurally to accept the extra dead load of solar, for instance, in terms of where loading on the roof structure. There is also the integrity of existing roofs, and there's risks around all of that. And what we will do is take all that away, because we'll carry out a complete survey of the roof, and that's phase one, before we even consider putting a bid together to the client. So we'll carry out a building condition survey of the existing roof. We'll then take a view if there's some upgrades on that roof that have to be done. We'll work with the client to get those done even before we consider putting solar on. However, there is a fleet of existing roofs out there across the retail, distribution and the large building sector, industrial commercial building sector, which are Kingspan roofs, which has been out there for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. Now those roofs have a life cycle beyond the life cycle of the solar array installation. And it's those roofs that we in fact will be providing the combined Kingspan package, which will be the roof plate and indeed the installed solar package over the 25-year life. And that will be backed by a full warranty package. But there will be other roof types that we're comfortable with where the life cycle of the roof is beyond the 25-year solar array, where we will also warranty those roofs as well, subject to a condition survey and indeed a condition report that we're happy to invest the package in. Power panel has been in R&D for about 18 months, 2 years. Kingspan are experts in building envelopes, so we understand the building envelope market. We understand, the technical and commercial issues and performance issues around that industry. We're global players, so Solar and the integration of solar, BIPV, and bringing that into the factory is almost a natural step for us. And that's the way we actually look at innovation, as to how much we can bring from site into the factory to make sure that quality, performance, build speed, the commerce on site is right in terms of health and safety issues and so forth, and buildability issues are very important to consider. So when we started looking at power panel, we sort of put together a roadmap, which is a development roadmap, the concept, what the performance criteria needs were, right through to installation and handover and commissioning. And out of that, basically, that development was stimulated. There is a big roof plate fleet out there of old asbestos buildings which are ready for refurbishment. Structure okay, support structure okay, but the actual roof itself is at the end of life, and many of these buildings are just single skin asbestos, so they are gas guzzling buildings. I think finally, given our knowledge of the built environment, particularly the building envelope environment, the integration of solar was quite a natural step actually. And we've got the skill set and resources, and indeed the heritage in the business and the knowledge, it's about knowledge at the end of the day, to become what will be a mainstream player in this sector.